Hello, my name is Ambarcibele de Avila Cifuentes, and I'm going to talk about the Basilica of Sant Apollinare in Classe, one of the buildings from the pre-Romanticism era. But first, what was pre-Romanticism era? Well, it was a cultural movement in Europe from about 1740s onward that preceded and presaged the artistic movement known as Romanticism in total opposition of Neoclassicism. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who was a French philosopher and writer, introduced the cult of religious sentiment among people who have discarded religious dogma, and he also introduced the idea that the free expression of the creative spirits is more important than strict adherence to formal rules and traditional procedures. Identification of place. Well, this church is ubicated in Ravenna, Emilia-Romagna, Italy. And this is a image from the church. And the author or the person who founded was Julianus Argentarius. The identification of style. This church has Byzantine and Paleo-Christian architecture. Another image. The architecture. The exterior has a large facade with two simple uprights and one mulinette window with three openings. The narthex and yielding to the right of the interior are later additions. The interior the interior of the church has several naves with two sides as like a standard basilica design. An ancient altar in the middle of the nave covers the place of the Saint's martyrdom. The church ends with a polygonal apse sided by two chapels with apses. The nave contains 24 columns of Italian marble. The cave catalyst of the columns deceived acanthus leaves, but unlike most sock carving, the leaves appear twisted as if being buffeted by the wind. The faded frescoes depict some of the archbishops of Ravenna and that of the 18th century. The lateral walls are bare, but were certainly once covered with gorgeous mosaics. The upper section of the triumphal arch depicts inside a medallion crest at the sides within a sea of clouds are the winged symbols of the four evangelists: the eagle John, the winged man Matthew, the lion Mark, the calf Luke. The lower section has at its two edges the walls showing precious gems from which 12 lamps, symbols of 12 apostles, exit. The sides of the arch shows two palms which in the Bible symbolism represent justice. Under them are Archangel Michael and Gabriel with the bust of Saint Matthew and another unidentified saint. In the upper one, a large disc encloses a starry sky in which is a cross with gems and the face of Christ. Over the cross is a hand protruding from the clouds, the them of the hand of God. At the side of the disc are the figures of Elijah and Moses. The three lamps in the lower sector symbolize the saints Peter, James, and John, leading the transfiguration of Jesus on Mount Tabor. In the lower one is a green valley with rocks, with plants and birds. In the middle is a figure of Saint Apollinaris, trajected in the act of praying God to have grace to his faithful, symbolized by 12 white lamps. In the space between the windows are four bishops who founded the main basilicas in Ravenna: Uncinus, Ursus Severus, and Exlesius, all with a book in hand. And the side of the apse are two 7th century panels. The left one, which has largely been restored, portrays the Byzantine Emperor Constantine IV, granting privileges to an envoy of the Ravenna's archbishop. In the right panel are Abraham, Abel, and Melchizedek around an altar on which they offer a sacrifice to God. The basilica walls are lined by numerous scophagi from different centuries. They are attempts the change of style from the 5th of the 8th centuries, from revels with human figures of the Roman sarcophagi to Byzantine symbolism, to the increasing abstraction and simplification of these symbologies. This is another image, and we can see a tower, and this is another one from the another angle, and we see the tower with the church, and is all from apart. See you soon.